A woman is dragged into the temple, surrounded by a hostile crowd and religious leaders demanding her execution. She is undeniably guilty. Her life now depends on the covenant of stone. The ancient law was carved into rock to represent a system that is permanent, cold, and unyielding. In this framework, every violation demands an absolute and immediate judgment. The men enforcing this judgment are the Pharisees. While they are not tempted by the visible, public sins of the poor, they are consumed by a different set of failures: pride, superiority, and a profound hardness of heart. To corner Jesus, they weaponized a tradition called halakhah, the way to walk. They ignored due process by bringing the woman without the man and produced no witnesses. This leaves Jesus with two paths. Forgive breaks the law of Moses. Condemn contradicts his message of grace. Under standard legal rules, there's no third option. Both paths collide at a single point of failure, destroying his ministry. This confrontation presents a specific theological dilemma. We are watching to see how God handles undeniable human guilt when religious arrogance is demanding a brutal, immediate execution. Instead of arguing, Jesus silently stoops down to the ground. He introduces a new material into the legal equation: dust. This action is a direct reference to Jeremiah 17:13. That scripture establishes the covenant of exposure, which declares that those who turn away from the Lord shall be written in the dust. By writing in the dirt instead of picking up a stone, Jesus performs a piece of covenant theater. He is signaling that the old covenant of condemnation is crumbling, while a new covenant of mercy is being enacted. This silent performance reveals that the accusers, in their pride, are the ones who have turned away from God. It is the names of the Pharisees, not the broken woman, that belong in the dart. Once the Pharisees are confronted with the reality of their own hypocrisy, their weaponized trap loses its power. The eldest religious leaders leave first. These were the men with the most knowledge and the highest responsibility, and they are the first to recognize their own failure to uphold the law they were using as a weapon. As they walk away, their religious authority collapses. The jagged rocks they held, symbols of their unyielding judgment, hit the ground and shatter. The atmosphere in the temple has changed. The threat of the unyielding stone has been neutralized, replaced by the exposure and humility found in the dust. With the accusers gone, the stage is empty. Only the guilty, broken woman remains at the feet of Jesus. Jesus breaks the tension between these two opposing forces, justice and mercy, with his final verdict: "Neither do I condemn thee." By withholding the rightful condemnation demanded by the law and offering a covenant promise of restoration, Jesus enacts the very logic of the cross in the dirt. But he immediately adds a second command: go and sin no more. As the schematic flows together into a unified point of balance, we see that his mercy is not a free pass. It is a strict warning that God's righteous standards remain intact. This warning points towards the second coming, reminding us that the judge stands at the door, and the reality of sin remains a serious matter. Both halves of this sentence are required. Preaching only the woman's restoration presents a God of mercy without justice. Focusing only on the Pharisees' exposure presents a God of justice without mercy. The God of Scripture must exercise justice so that he may freely exercise mercy. He moves sequentially, writing his law on stone, writing exposure in the dust, and finally on the human heart. In the grand scope of divine judgment, the most dangerous place a person can be is standing upright with execution stones in their hands. The only safe place is humbled in the dust at the feet of Jesus.